Yeah. So my wife was giving me a little bit of a hard time because of just the toll that 43 took on me, my body, and just so there's a level of maybe danger there that like it's not like my life is in danger, but beforehand she was kind of like, do not get yourself hurt to where we're going to have to deal with this for the rest of the summer and you're going to ruin your summer based on some stupid hard thing you decided to do. I kind of pushed back a little bit, and I think this was good for her to hear on there is no other event or group of men that has challenged me to be has challenged me to be a better father, a better husband, a better member of the community. And I think that kind of put that in perspective for her a little bit on why I was doing this. It's not just to go do some hard thing with my buddies. It's because I have guys around me pushing me to do something hard to refine who I am to be a better person, better husband, better father. And so, I mean, that was my why going in was I'm there for the guys next to me, but I'm also there to give a context to be pushed to be better.
Yeah, I think before the event, my wife had asked me about why I was doing this, and I guess I struggled to have a good answer. But for me, I think it was ahead of time. I thought this is something that's going to be quite challenging, and it would be something that I'm committing to, and I want to follow through and finish it. I've had struggles in my personal life to make commitments, or I would decide to do something and then not struggle to follow through and go all the way. And so that was probably my why going into it, trying to better myself. And but it changed a little bit going through the weekend because I realized that if you encourage others and focus on them, helping them, trying to help encourage a different brother along the way, that tended to do better. And taking the focus off of self is important because otherwise you would just get discouraged, right? We all got beat up and worn down through the time.
Yeah. So, I guess a little prequel to this. Going into this GROWRUCK, I was not completely aware of what I was getting myself into. So, as far as a why goes going into this, it was just a new experience, something to try, the next hill to climb. I would say, but the one thing that was funny that hit me throughout the night multiple times, and I don't really know why, and I've shared this with some other guys, but there used to be this poster, and it's a beach, and there's 2 footprints on it, and then there's 1 footprint on it, and that hit me too. And I hadn't seen that for decades, and for some reason that struck me several times going into, or as the night went on and the morning came, and I just felt a lot of gratitude for a lot of things in my life, a lot of blessings that have occurred, and it was there was just a lot of gratefulness that overcame me there through that.
What did that picture remind you of that made you so grateful?
Just all the times God carried me, because there are so many things that I'm so undeserving of, and for some reason, those blessings are still poured out, and so yeah, I don't know why, but that's what hit me there.
First thing is vulnerable is an interesting word. I have issues with that word, vulnerable. I think a lot of times what we mean by vulnerable is just humility and honesty. I don't know. If you can be honest, even when it's hard, I guess that's what we call being vulnerable. If you can ask for help even when you don't want to, I guess that's what they call being vulnerable. Having the humility to do that and being truthful is what we're talking about. My why, I had a lot of whys going into this. I don't know that, I don't know that I completely shared with the rest of the group all of the different whys, because I wasn't exactly sure what my primary why was. I had a big why that surrounded my son. That was a big why. And that is one that I shared with a lot of the guys. But the biggest why is much simpler than that, I think. And it sounds silly, but it was for the adventure of it all, dude. I wanted the adventure. I wanted an adventure with all of the guys in this F3 group. I knew it would be special. I knew that we'd be tested in ways together that we had never been tested before. I hoped that we would find out that we were capable of more than any of us imagined. And I hoped that we would grow in brotherhood and friendship together. And those hopes came true. And I don't know, more so than I ever could have expected. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. I feel bad for guys that haven't had this experience. And I'm still coming down from it. It's hard. I'm still coming down from it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a great why going into it. I just knew that I think knowing everybody that went, when I joined F3, guys were training for the one down in Houston. And it was hard. Like, the training was a lot harder from them gearing up to it. And I was like, man, this sounds like something that I would want to do. So as the next one approached, I just knew that I wanted to do it. My brother had done it, and he was going to do it with me if I did it. So that was a huge thing to be able to do with him. And I kind of wanted, like, hey, if all these guys could do it, I wanted to prove it to everybody around me. That's like, I wanted to be able to do it, I think as the night went forward and how much I struggled early on, I really just wanted to prove to, like, not only my kids and my wife, like, that I can do something this hard. I mean, not having, like, I guess, a military background where you're really put through something to where, like, you're pushed to where you think your limit is, to where you're like, hey, I could, if it was just me, I would quit right now. And having the cadres there and having those guys to be just on you the whole time, I think that it did shift to where I was like, I wanted to be able to just prove it to myself, my family, and, like, show them, like, man, I was pushed to my limit, and I probably would have quit if it wasn't for all the guys around me. And so it really kind of changed over the course of, just right off the bat. Even when I was looking over at Plunger and he's like, dude, don't worry, like, this is just the welcome part. It's going to end soon. Like, just get through this. I'm like, dude, you don't know how much I needed that right then. Like, I was on the verge of, like, this is stupid. I'm ready to, like, just walk out here. And it's probably like been 45 minutes, And, but man, that meant so much. It meant so much to have somebody just lean over and say that.